Time travel has always fascinated humanity, capturing our imagination in literature, film, and folklore. While often relegated to the realm of fiction, there have been numerous real-life accounts that seem to defy logic and suggest the possibility of time travel. In this video, we'll explore 10 such stories that continue to captivate and challenge our understanding of time and reality. Number 1. The Moberly-Jourdain Incident. On August 10, 1901, two distinguished British women, Charlotte Ann Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain, experienced an event that would forever be known as the Moberly-Jourdain Incident. Both women were visiting the Palace of Versailles in France, a place steeped in history, when they decided to take a walk around the beautiful grounds. As they strolled through the gardens, they unexpectedly found themselves in what appeared to be a different era. The women reported encountering people dressed in 18th century clothing, including a man who appeared to be Marie Antoinette's personal sketch artist, Charles Gabriel Natoire. Moberly and Jourdain also claimed to see the famous queen herself, sitting by the Petit Trianon, her private retreat in the gardens of Versailles. The atmosphere around them was described as heavy and oppressive, as if they were walking through a dream. Despite the strangeness of the situation, the two women continued to explore the area. They eventually stumbled upon a small bridge where they felt a sudden shift in the atmosphere. The feeling of heaviness lifted, and they found themselves back in the present day, surrounded by familiar sights and sounds. Moberly and Jourdain later returned to England, unable to forget their bizarre experience. They decided to research the history of the Petit Trianon and the people they encountered during their walk. To their surprise, the women discovered that their descriptions of the people and the surroundings matched historical records from the time of Marie Antoinette. In 1911, Moberly and Jourdain published an account of their experience under pseudonyms titled An Adventure. The book caused a sensation and sparked much debate among scholars and the public. Some believed that the women had experienced a genuine time slip, while others dismissed their story as an elaborate hoax or a case of mistaken identity. Over the years, the Moberly-Jourdain incident has been thoroughly investigated by numerous researchers, yielding a variety of theories. Some suggest that the women experienced a shared hallucination or were influenced by the power of suggestion, while others argue that they may have entered a time warp or stumbled upon a scene from a parallel universe. Regardless of the explanation, the Moberly-Jourdain incident remains one of the most compelling and well-documented cases of a possible encounter with time travel. The story continues to intrigue and mystify more than a century after it first occurred, inviting us to question our understanding of time and the nature of reality. Number 2. The Time-Traveling Hipster. One of the most intriguing stories of potential time travel emerged in 2010 when an unusual photograph captured the attention of internet users worldwide. The photograph, taken in 1941 at the reopening of the South Fork Bridge in Goldbridge, British Columbia, appears to depict a man dressed in modern clothing, standing out among the crowd of people dressed in the fashion of the 1940s. This man, who became known as the time-traveling hipster, sparked a great deal of speculation about the possibility of time travel. The man in question is seen wearing sunglasses, a graphic t-shirt, and a zip-up hoodie, which seems distinctly out of place for the 1940s. In addition, he is holding a small portable camera, which looks strikingly similar to the designs of the 21st century. The stark contrast between the time-traveling hipster and the other individuals in the photograph led many to believe that he was, in fact, a time traveler who had accidentally been caught on camera. As the photograph gained widespread attention, several theories were proposed to explain the man's anachronistic appearance. Some argued that he was an unwitting time traveler who had somehow become trapped in the past, while others speculated that he was a visitor from a parallel universe. Skeptics, on the other hand, suggested that the photograph was either digitally altered or that the man's clothing and camera were simply the result of an unusual fashion choice and coincidental technological advancements. In an attempt to solve the mystery, researchers and historians began to examine the photograph and the items the man was wearing and holding. While it is true that sunglasses similar to the ones worn by the time-traveling hipster were available in the 1940s, his t-shirt and hoodie remained a point of contention. Some argued that the clothing items could have been available at the time, though not widely popular or common. As for the camera, it was determined that the model the man was holding closely resembled the Kodak folding pocket camera, which was available in the 1940s. This discovery cast further doubt on the time travel theory and suggested that the man's appearance was merely the result of an uncommon yet plausible combination of clothing and accessories. Despite these explanations, the time-traveling hipster story continues to captivate and inspire discussions about time travel. While the photograph may not provide definitive proof of time travel, it serves as a fascinating reminder of the power of images to spark our curiosity and challenge our understanding of the world. Number 3. The Charlie Chaplin Time Traveler. In 2010, the same year the time-traveling hipster story surfaced, another curious piece of footage captured the attention of time travel enthusiasts. The video, taken from behind-the-scenes footage of Charlie Chaplin's 1928 silent film The Circus, appears to show a woman talking on a cell phone, an invention that wouldn't exist until several decades later. This puzzling scene led many to speculate about the existence of time travel and the possibility that this woman was a time traveler caught on camera. The footage shows a woman walking down the street, her hand pressed against her ear, seemingly engaged in conversation. At first glance, her posture and behavior closely resemble someone using a modern cell phone. Given the time period in which the film was made, the presence of a cell phone would be an anachronism, fueling speculation that the woman had traveled back in time. As the footage gained popularity online, various theories were put forth in an attempt to explain the woman's actions. Some suggested that she was a time traveler who had inadvertently exposed herself by using a cell phone in public. Others proposed that she was a visitor from a parallel universe or a government agent involved in secret time travel experiments. Skeptics, however, offered alternative explanations for the woman's seemingly anachronistic behavior. One of the most plausible theories was that she was using a portable hearing aid, a device that was in development in the late 1920s. These early hearing aids were relatively large, often requiring the user to hold the device up to their ear to amplify sound. This explanation, while less sensational than time travel, provided a more likely scenario for the woman's actions in the footage. Another theory suggested that the woman was simply shielding her face from the sun or adjusting her hat, creating the illusion of holding a cell phone. In the absence of clear video resolution, it is difficult to determine the precise nature of the object in her hand, leaving room for interpretation. Despite the more mundane explanations, the Charlie Chaplin time traveler story continues to fascinate and inspire discussions about the possibility of time travel. The footage serves as a reminder of the human propensity to seek out mystery and challenge our understanding of the world, even in the most unlikely of places. While the woman in the footage may not offer conclusive evidence of time travel, stories like the Charlie Chaplin time traveler, the time-traveling hipster, and the Moberly Jourdain incident invite us to question our assumptions about time and reality. In doing so, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and the potential for discovery, ensuring that the allure of time travel will endure for generations to come. Number 4. The Philadelphia Experiment. The Philadelphia Experiment is perhaps one of the most enduring and controversial stories associated with time travel and advanced technology. The legend dates back to 1943, during World War II, when it is alleged that the U.S. Navy conducted a secret experiment on the USS Eldridge, a destroyer escort, in an attempt to develop a technology that would render the ship invisible to enemy radar. According to the story, the experiment took place at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard and involved the use of powerful electromagnetic fields to bend light around the ship, effectively making it invisible. However, the experiment reportedly went awry, causing the USS Eldridge to disappear from its location in Philadelphia and reappear moments later in Norfolk, Virginia, before returning to its original position. Witnesses claimed that the ship's crew suffered severe physical and mental side effects as a result of the teleportation, with some even becoming fused to the ship's hull. The Philadelphia experiment story gained widespread attention in 1955 when a man named Morris K. Jessup received a series of strange letters from an individual named Carlos Allende. Allende claimed to have witnessed the experiment and provided detailed information about the events that took place. Jessup, a researcher and author on the topic of UFOs and other unexplained phenomena, was intrigued by Allende's claims and began to investigate the story further. Over the years, the Philadelphia experiment has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and even a Hollywood film. However, despite the extensive coverage, no concrete evidence has ever been found to support the claims of the experiment, and the U.S. Navy has consistently denied any involvement in such a project. Skeptics argue that the story is nothing more than a fabrication, pointing to the lack of documentation and the inconsistencies in Allende's letters as evidence against the existence of the experiment. Some researchers have suggested that the Philadelphia experiment may have been inspired by real-life experiments involving radar technology and degaussing techniques, which were intended to reduce a ship's magnetic signature and make it more difficult for enemy submarines to detect. While the Philadelphia experiment may not provide definitive proof of time travel or advanced technology, it remains an enduring tale that has captured the imaginations of conspiracy theorists and science fiction enthusiasts alike. The story serves as a testament to the power of mystery and intrigue in our quest to understand the unknown and challenge the limits of human knowledge. Number 5. Rudolph Fentz, the man from 1876. The tale of Rudolph Fentz is a captivating account of a man who seemingly traveled through time from the 19th century to the bustling streets of 1950s New York City. This enigmatic story has captured the imaginations of time travel enthusiasts, sparking debates about the possibility of time slips and the nature of reality. The legend of Rudolph Fentz began on a warm summer night in 1950, when a man dressed in 19th century clothing suddenly appeared in the middle of Times Square. Witnesses reported that the man appeared disoriented and confused, darting into the street, where he was struck and killed by a passing taxi. Upon examining the man's body, the police found a collection of antiquated items in his pockets, including old currency, a letter dated 1876, and a business card bearing the name Rudolph Fentz. Intrigued by the mysterious circumstances surrounding the man's death, a police officer named Captain Hubert Rhyme decided to investigate the case further. Rhyme's search led him to a widow named Rudolph Fentz Jr., who revealed that her father-in-law, Rudolph Fentz Sr., had disappeared without a trace in 1876. The physical description and personal items found on the man's body matched those of the missing Fentz Sr., leading Rhyme to conclude that the man in Times Square was indeed the long-lost Rudolph Fentz. The story of Rudolph Fentz quickly gained notoriety, with many speculating that he had experienced a time slip, transporting him from 1876 to 1950. However, skeptics questioned the validity of the story, pointing to the lack of concrete evidence and suggesting that it may have been an elaborate hoax or a work of fiction. In the years that followed, researchers uncovered new information that cast doubt on the story's authenticity. It was discovered that the tale of Rudolph Fentz had been published as a short story by science fiction author Jack Finney in 1951, titled I'm Scared. This revelation led many to believe that the story was a work of fiction that had been mistakenly reported as fact. Despite the questionable origins of the Rudolph Fentz story, it remains a compelling and enduring tale of time travel. The story invites us to ponder the possibilities of time slips and the mysteries of our universe, encouraging us to question the limits of our understanding and explore the unknown. While the truth behind the story of Rudolph Fentz may never be fully known, it serves as a fascinating example of the power of storytelling and the human fascination with the concept of time travel. Number 6. The Montauk Project. The Montauk Project is a series of alleged secret experiments conducted by the United States government in the 1980s at Camp Hero, a decommissioned Air Force base located in Montauk, New York. The project, shrouded in mystery and conspiracy theories, is said to have involved a wide range of advanced technologies and experiments, including time travel, mind control, and interdimensional travel. The origins of the Montauk Project can be traced back to the Philadelphia experiment, as many believe that the researchers involved in the alleged invisibility project continued their work on advanced technologies in Montauk. The story gained traction in the early 1990s when Preston Nichols, a self-proclaimed whistleblower, published a series of books detailing his alleged involvement in the experiments. According to Nichols, the Montauk Project aimed to develop powerful mind control techniques using electromagnetic fields, with the ultimate goal of creating a psychic amplifier that could manipulate the thoughts and emotions of large populations. In addition, Nichols claimed that the project successfully developed a technology capable of opening portals to different time periods and parallel universes. One of the most astonishing claims related to the Montauk Project is the story of the Montauk Chair, a device that supposedly enabled individuals to travel through time and space using the power of their minds. Nichols described how test subjects would sit in the chair and focus on a specific time and place, causing a portal to open and transport them to their desired destination. The Montauk Project has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and even inspired a popular Netflix series, Stranger Things. However, despite the widespread interest in the story, no concrete evidence has been found to support the existence of the project or the advanced technologies it allegedly developed. Skeptics argue that the Montauk Project is nothing more than an elaborate conspiracy theory, pointing to the lack of documentation, witness testimony, and physical evidence to support the claims. Furthermore, some researchers suggest that the story may have been influenced by the work of fiction, as elements of the Montauk Project bear a striking resemblance to the plot of the 1984 film, The Philadelphia Experiment. While the Montauk Project may not provide definitive proof of time travel or advanced technology, it remains an enduring and fascinating tale that continues to captivate the imaginations of those interested in the unexplained. The story serves as a reminder of the human propensity to seek out mystery and explore the limits of our understanding, ensuring that the allure of the Montauk Project and other tales of time travel will endure for years to come. Number 7. Andrew Carlson, the time-traveling investor. The story of Andrew Carlson, the supposed time-traveling investor, is an intriguing tale that combines elements of time travel, stock market success, and government intervention. In 2003, a sensational news article claimed that Carlson, an unknown investor with no prior experience in trading, had turned an initial investment of $800 into more than $350 million within just 2 weeks by making a series of incredibly accurate stock market predictions. According to the story, Carlson's extraordinary success raised suspicions among financial regulators who believed that he must have had insider information or engaged in illegal trading practices. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, subsequently arrested Carlson for securities fraud and began an investigation into his remarkable trading record. During his interrogation, Carlson allegedly confessed to being a time traveler from the year 2256. He claimed that he had traveled back in time with the knowledge of future stock market trends, enabling him to make his seemingly impossible investment gains. Carlson offered to provide information about future events, such as the location of Osama bin Laden and the cure for AIDS, in exchange for his release and the dismissal of the charges against him. The story of Andrew Carlson quickly gained widespread attention, with many speculating about the possibility of time travel and the implications of his extraordinary claims. However, skeptics pointed out that the story lacked concrete evidence and questioned the authenticity of the information provided in the original article. As the story gained momentum, researchers began to uncover inconsistencies and inaccuracies that cast doubt on its credibility. It was soon revealed that the original article had been published in the Weekly World News, a tabloid known for its sensational and often fictional stories. Furthermore, no records of an individual named Andrew Carlson or his arrest by the SEC could be found, suggesting that the story was a fabrication. Despite the questionable origins of the Andrew Carlson story, it remains a captivating and enduring tale of time travel and financial intrigue. The story serves as a reminder of the human fascination with the unexplained and our willingness to entertain the possibility of extraordinary events, even in the face of limited evidence. While the truth behind the story of Andrew Carlson may never be fully known, it provides a fascinating glimpse into the world of time travel and the human desire to explore the unknown. As with many other tales of time travel, the story of the time-traveling investor continues to inspire discussions and debate about the nature of time, reality, and the limits of human knowledge. Number 8. John Titor, the time traveler from 2036. The story of John Titor is a captivating tale of a self-proclaimed time traveler who appeared on internet message boards in the early 2000s. Claiming to be a soldier from the year 2036, Titor shared detailed information about future events, advanced technologies, and the nature of time travel, sparking widespread interest and debate among online communities. John Titor first appeared on internet message boards in November 2000, where he identified himself as a soldier from an alternate timeline sent back to the year 1975 to retrieve an IBM 5100 computer. According to Titor, the IBM 5100 was needed to resolve a computer issue in his time that threatened the stability of the world. He claimed to have made a stop in the year 2000 to visit family members and share information about the future with the online community. Over the course of several months, Titor engaged with users on various message boards, answering questions about the future and offering insights into the nature of time travel. He described a future plagued by civil unrest, nuclear conflict, and a world government that had devolved into regional powers. Titor also provided detailed schematics of his time machine, which he claimed was housed within a 1967 Chevrolet Corvette. As Titor's story gained popularity, many began to scrutinize his claims and predictions, searching for evidence that could either validate or disprove his alleged time-traveling origins. While some of Titor's predictions appeared to align with real-world events, such as the increasing political polarization in the United States, many of his more specific predictions, such as a devastating civil war in 2004, never came to pass. In March 2001, John Titor abruptly ceased his online communications, leaving behind a community of believers and skeptics who continued to debate the authenticity of his story. Despite extensive efforts to uncover Titor's true identity, no definitive evidence has been found to prove or disprove his claims. The story of John Titor serves as a fascinating example of the power of the internet and the human fascination with time travel. Whether Titor was a genuine time traveler, a clever hoaxer, or simply a work of fiction, his story captured the imaginations of countless individuals and inspired discussions about the nature of time, reality, and the possibilities of the unknown. As with many other tales of time travel, the enigma of John Titor endures, reminding us of our inherent desire to explore the mysteries of time and the limits of human knowledge. Number 9. Sir Victor Goddard's Time Slip. Sir Victor Goddard's time slip is a fascinating tale of an alleged encounter with the future, experienced by a respected Royal Air Force (RAF) officer. The story revolves around an unexplained incident in 1935, when Wing Commander Goddard claims to have traveled through time and witnessed an airfield that did not exist at the time, but would later come into being. The unusual event took place when Goddard was flying from Edinburgh, Scotland, to his home base in Andover, England. On his way, he decided to fly over the abandoned airfield at Drem, near Edinburgh. The airfield was in a state of disrepair, with overgrown grass and no signs of life or activity. However, as Goddard continued his journey, he encountered a sudden and severe storm that caused near-zero visibility and disoriented him. As he struggled to maintain control of his plane, the storm suddenly cleared, and Goddard found himself flying above the same airfield at Drem. However, this time the airfield appeared to be fully operational, with freshly painted buildings, neatly trimmed grass, and several RAF planes parked on the runway. Strangely, Goddard noticed that the planes were of a design unfamiliar to him, and the mechanics working on them were dressed in blue overalls, a uniform that the RAF did not use at the time. Baffled by the surreal scene, Goddard continued his flight to Andover, where he shared his bizarre experience with his colleagues. Although the story was met with skepticism, the events described by Goddard would come to pass just a few years later. In 1939, the airfield at Drem was renovated and brought back into service, the new RAF planes matching the designs Goddard had seen, and the mechanics adopting blue overalls as their official uniform. Sir Victor Goddard's time slip story has become one of the most famous alleged time travel incidents in history, sparking debates about the nature of time and the possibility of time slips. Skeptics argue that Goddard may have been disoriented by the storm and misinterpreted what he saw, or that he may have experienced a vivid hallucination brought on by stress or fatigue. However, believers in the time slip theory point to the accuracy of Goddard's descriptions of the future airfield as evidence of his extraordinary encounter. Regardless of whether Sir Victor Goddard's time slip was a genuine glimpse of the future or the product of an overactive imagination, his story remains a captivating and enduring tale of time travel. It serves as a reminder of our fascination with the unknown and our ongoing quest to understand the mysteries of time and the limits of human knowledge. Number 10. Håkan Nordqvist's encounter with his future self. Håkan Nordqvist's encounter with his future self is an intriguing tale of alleged time travel that captured the attention of people worldwide. The story centers around a Swedish man who claimed to have met and interacted with his older self during an unexplained time slip in August 2006. The alleged incident, which supposedly took place in Nordqvist's own home, continues to spark discussions about the nature of time travel and the existence of parallel universes. The extraordinary event began when Nordqvist returned home to find water flooding his kitchen floor. In an attempt to fix the issue, he crawled under the kitchen sink to access the plumbing. To his astonishment, the cramped space under the sink seemed to extend into a tunnel, which he decided to explore further. As he followed the tunnel, Nordqvist eventually emerged into a familiar environment, his own home, but at a different point in time. According to Nordqvist, he found himself in the year 2042, where he encountered an older man who claimed to be his future self. The two men reportedly spent time together, discussing their shared past experiences and comparing distinctive tattoos to verify their identities. In a video recorded during the encounter, Nordqvist and his alleged future self are seen engaging in conversation and showing off their identical tattoos. Upon returning to his own time, Nordqvist shared his extraordinary story and the video footage of his encounter with friends and family, as well as the online community. The story quickly gained traction, with many people intrigued by the idea of meeting one's future self and the implications of such an encounter. Skeptics have questioned the authenticity of Nordqvist's story, suggesting that the video could have been manipulated or staged as part of an elaborate hoax or publicity stunt. In fact, some have pointed out that the story bears a striking resemblance to a viral marketing campaign for an insurance company. However, Nordqvist has maintained that his experience was genuine and that the video footage is authentic. The tale of Håkan Nordqvist and his encounter with his future self invites us to ponder the possibilities of time travel and the existence of alternate realities. Whether the story is an elaborate hoax or a genuine account of an unexplained phenomenon, it serves as a reminder of our fascination with the unknown and our ongoing quest to understand the mysteries of time and the limits of human knowledge. As with many other tales of time travel, Nordqvist's story continues to inspire discussions and debate about the nature of time, reality, and the human experience.